everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be going over my June reading wrap up, which is the reading I did in June that I finished and completed. Now, I had a goal to read 4 books last month, and that did not happen, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. I still read 2 wonderful books, and we are going to talk about them today. So, I read The Witchery and Sweet and Bitter Magic, which are both witch books. So there's a theme. Oh, and they are both sapphic as well. At least, well, this is main sapphic. This is one of the characters is a lesbian, but still in the month of June. So let's get into it. All right, so first off, we're actually going to be talking about The Witchery by S. Isabel. I enjoyed this story. First off, though, I will want to say that I was wrong about who was the new kid in the school. It was her, right here, not one of them. I think I said it was her. I think it's just like she was front and center to me, and she just felt like she was probably a new girl, but I was wrong. Like I said, I enjoyed this story, and I enjoyed the found family aspect of it, the backstory of each individual girl and how, they found a family in this sisterhood, especially these 3. They were really close before Logan came in, and you could tell that they just really loved each other, and then they bring her into the fold. And it like changes up some dynamics. It makes it for a pretty good read. This was a lot of tell, not show though. Like it would tell you what's happening, and instead of just going and like diving into the scene. And I like being able to just see everything. You also had to rely on a lot of backstory, which is fine. Like I said, which it's fine. I tend to like to see the things happening going on now, but you had to rely on how close they were, and like scenes that happened before the book with Logan you had to rely on, and it just kind of felt like it was surface level to me. But it was fine. I'm going to rate it a 3.75. I might, they have a second book, and I do want to read it. I just don't know when I will get to it. At some point, I will, but I don't have the book right now, and I have way too many books on my TBR to buy more books right now, unfortunately. But yeah, so that was my thoughts on this book. 3.75. I am curious to see how the second book goes down. I'm trying not to like spoil it in this book just because I don't want to do that to anyone. But I will say that these girls have kind of a lot of trauma, especially one in particular. And I feel really bad for her. Like, ugh. Poor girl. I'm glad she's not with them anymore. Her family was horrible. Her dad was horrible. But yeah, all in all, really good book. If you're interested in like a witchy academy vibe, there's some teaching going on, but not as much as I was kind of hoping for. So just keep that in mind as well. And then next off, we are going to be talking about Sweet and Bitter Magic, by Adrienne Tooley. I rated this a 4.5 out of 5. I seriously really enjoyed this. Tamsin and Rin, their banter was hilarious to me. I also liked the slow realization of Tamsin that Tamsin had, honestly, that I'm trying not to really spoil anything, really. Tamsin can't feel love. Ren there's a magical thing happen, a magical dark magic is happening and taking away and making people ill, basically, to the point where then they just die. Very gruesome stuff. And Tamsin and Rin are going off to find the Dark Witch who is doing it so that they can stop it, because yeah, and the journey they go on and the way they built their relation. This was very, yes, plot, but like I feel like it was more like it was more character study-ish to me. I mean, it's mostly plot, but there's a lot of character thing where Rin is this girl who is not very sure of herself. She's not very she doesn't really like to draw attention to herself. And Tamsin is a very harsh girl who can't let love in, so she can't experience things like the way a sunset or a sunrise make you feel, or the way the breeze on your face is, and like the taste of food and all of this thing that you never really realize is affected by your love. So that was really interesting to me, and how their dynamic built and changed to be where it ends in the book, and the realization of who's behind the dark magic and how they defeat it, and really just about how there's a lot of family things in this, because Rin is doing this because her father gets ill, and she loves her father and doesn't want her father to die, and so she enlists Tamsin. Tamsin has a lot of family trauma from in the witch yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at this. In the witch land, which is what the humans call where the witches dwell. And then she has a lot of trauma from that because of something she did that was wrong and got her expelled. Not expelled, banished. Expelled, yes, but more aptly, she was banished from her home. And she has a lot of family trauma from that, a lot of just trauma from everyone. She was supposed to be this great witch, and then everything she was supposed to have was gone, and she wasn't able to love anymore. And that whole, I keep talking about this, but honestly, it's true. The whole gaining something she lost, and they both gain things, like different perspective. Ren learns how to be more sure of herself and more willing to not take someone's crap, and I think that's really awesome on her side. And Tamsin learns maybe not to be soft, because she is definitely not soft by the end of it, but like definitely softer, and so I really liked that. There's some things I would say I wish I got a little bit more from the Witchland. I can't remember what Tamsin and the witches call it. Within. That they call it Within. I wish we got a little bit more from Within, because that's a cool little aspect to see. And it was definitely very like quick, which is fine, but it felt sometimes like it was just so like that kind of hinders it a little bit. But overall, I really enjoyed this. I actually really enjoyed both books. Like I said, 4 out of 5, 3.75 out of 5 for The Witchery. This was pretty good. Hopefully July is better for me. I'm actually in the process of reading my June TBR for July still as well, because they still need to get read. Hi. He agrees with me. Hi, baby. I need to read my June TBR. So that is it. Like I said, I promise you more. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. I gave you some though, so stay tuned for more cat involvement. Yeah, so that's it for my June reading wrap up. Come back and see some more videos. I'll have my July TBR up soon and some more content coming your way. All right, I shall see y'all in the next one. Bye.